Hey there folks, welcome to another train simulator video. Today we've got the recently released by Train Sim third-party dev DTM, what's called the CSX SD45-2 Loco. I think it's just called Loco, but it's actually a pack. It's a pretty big pack. Anyway, Steam store, as with a lot of his stuff, $19.99 in American dollars, of course. You're going to get 6 CSX livery variations: Seaboard, Clinchfield, Seaboard Family Line, Seaboard System, Conrail, and Erie Lackawanna, unbranded, sadly. CSX Modern Platform Caboose. You're going to get a bay window caboose with 4 liveries, 60-foot box cars, Seaboard 100-ton hoppers, 4 liveries in that, 2 bay covered hoppers, 2 liveries in that, 4 liveries for tankers, and then some flats with some waste containers in 3 liveries, or colors actually. And you get 4 scenarios for the Clinchfield Railroad, which is a separate route you'll need for the scenarios if you want to run those, and they are quick drive compatible. As always, just a little bit of backstory or history or info, if you will, about the engines themselves. The EMD SD45-2 was a starting off strong, 6-axle, 6-axle diesel electric locomotive built by General Motors, EMD, which is Electromotive Division. 136 were built between 1972 and 1974, mainly for the Etchin Topeka Santa Fe. Like all -2 variants, it was an improvement over the standard SD45-2. Was essentially an upgrade for electronics, computer systems, things like that. It was a very large generalization. There's quite a few things that went into it, but it had the 645 E3 prime mover with a V20, so that's 20 massive cylinders, turbocharged as well. Now it said they could run anywhere between 65 and 90 mile an hour, and they had 3,600 horsepower. Now ATSF had 90, Clinchfield had 18, Seaboard had 15, Erie Lackawanna had a dozen or so. But yeah, there's a little bit of history about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at these things. So I've got them lined up. Pretty much everything that comes with the pack I've got sat here. We'll start over here with Clinchfield. Now I'm kind of noticing right off the bat the whole shiny, glossy alpha channel deal with a lot of the DTM stuff doesn't seem present here, which is we'll say an improvement. That blue kind of looks funky, but they're not, you know, extra shiny. It's still kind of there if you get real close and look. The texturing and weathering and wear on the plows, while the plows do look oddly huge, you know, they don't look horrible. You know, they're weathered fairly nicely, I guess, compared to a lot of the other stuff. You know, the air hoses and the linkage and all that stuff is, you know, pretty much run-of-the-mill DTM stuff. Is it just me, or are those lines crooked? They look crooked. That's interesting. Alright, well. Diamond-plated platform. Very, very low res, low poly. A little bit of weathering up here. That doesn't look too bad. You know, as far as DTM stuff goes, it's some of the better looking stuff. Just the mold and algae and all kinds of crap that just sits up there on the top of these things. Looks alright. The horn model doesn't look too bad, actually. The little back bits there on the bracket doesn't look too bad at all. Some spinny fans. Now the grills up here, they're just very like flat and weird looking. The top of this thing doesn't look, you know, horrible, but these grills on top of the fans look really weird. Like a optical illusion or something. And you can see some diamond plating down there as well. That's interesting. Let's see if this pilot's... Yeah, those are curved. How those are curved, I do not know. That's, these are the only two that look proportionate, I guess you could say. That's interesting. The trucks... Again, I'm comparing this to DTM stuff because DTM's released a lot of content for Train Sim, and a lot of it's questionable, just for the time and age that the game is at versus where it started, and a lot of the stuff looks like where it started. But the trucks don't look too bad. Normally DTM trucks are kind of bland or super dark. They look decently weathered on a DTM scale. See these little holes right here, and how water and grease and whatever the hell will drip out, kind of corrode the side there. That's that's a little detail, I guess you could say. It's decent, more decent than usual. Still very Microsoft Paint, spray paint tool looking with a lot of this stuff. The wheels, I feel like the DTM wheels are always super shiny and almost have like a blue color to them. Like they look a little funny. So yeah, the trucks look a little better than normal, as with the fuel tank here. There's some weathering on there, and again, it's not the most in-depth or sharp. But, there's some difference on there. So, I'd say that's an improvement. That's a blue chain over there. Like neon blue. The numbers look correctish from what I know for Clinchfield Railroad. The font as well. This could be better. Kind of just looks like it's blocked off, like no airflow happens in there. Headlights don't look too great. Alright, let's hop in. Hot dogs. Get your hot dogs here! Some interesting looking handles, and they got some interesting decoloration going on. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of all this free roam crap. There we go. The interior does not look good. Shiny. It's like it was just lathered in Vaseline. That's interesting. This up here doesn't look too bad. Looks a little better than the wall there. Speedo, the box. That's this hinge right here. That's very, very not good. Also says DTM Gauge Co. Hot dogs. Wieners. Frankfurter. Doesn't look good on the back. Very shiny again. Good lord. Ceiling. Still not that great. Man, that kind of hurts my eyes staring at that. Ouch. You know, it's just funny because I'm always going to revert back to that, the prototype turbine pack that he did, the UP turbine pack. Or turbine. Whatever you want to call it. And I feel like you have the ceiling on those pretty nice, but some things are very questionable. That doesn't look the best. One of the things I will say right off the bat, the exterior, it sounds like a 645. I don't know if it sounds like a V20. Now, does it sound like some other train sim developers' 645s? No. No. Certainly not. But, you know, it sounds similar. The interior sounds alright. It's got a little bassy rumble to it. Nice hum. We'll see how that sounds when we get things juiced up. Very colorful gauge there. Classic DTM style gauges. Switches as well. Yeah, there's no real like fading or I don't know, weathering. Just kind of low resolution going on in here. It's like and the color, it just looks weird. Looks very strange. Let's see, what do we got here? None of those work. Cab light, gauge lights, wipers. None of those work, and it looks like they're all off in that position, so it's amazing this thing is running. You can usually open all the doors and windows with DTM stuff. It's you know, same old copy and paste with the sounds and the animation and all that good stuff. A lot of the DTM stuff. The seats don't look bad. I'll give it that. I noticed the seats, you know, they look alright. Looks like a decent seat, I guess. Seat Sim World 2022. Yeah, they look alright though, compared to a lot of the DTM seats, I will say. Look pretty nice. The shininess is shiny. The shininess is shiny. Number board lights, let's see. Front and back, what do we got here? Class lights. Platform lights. No run and isolate state. Dynamic cutout. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle on this son of a gun. There's no dynamic sound for having open or closed doors and windows. It would sound like visors work if you use them. You got that to look forward to. Oh, it's got this advanced braking script that is just, I find irritating personally. There's just some interesting sounds. It sounds like it's making the same sound for every position. That's pretty not good. Reverser? It's very thin sounding. Sounds like popping the tin off one of those old cookie boxes. Take a look at the lights out here. Good God Almighty, those number boards. It just bleeds right over the numbers themselves, so they don't actually have that kind of lit look. The markers look okay. I mean, you know, they look alright. It's not very crispy, is it? Those actually don't look too bad either. I can't get over those stripes. I'm pretty sure the stripes aren't like that. I need to go back and take a look. Check the headlights out. Ah! Cover your eyes! Yeah, it's still got those crazy flares. Look, you can see like the square around it. You know, one of these days I keep thinking, you know, DTM will change some of this stuff, even if it's like one thing per pack or locomotive or whatever, you know. That would be nice. But those headlights are not very good, you know, as usual. See if there's any settings. I can't get to the darn thing because the hot dog's blocking it. Get your hot dogs here. I'll turn on the rears. Okay, so that's dim. That's the brightest dim I've ever seen. That's medium bright. So we got dim bright, medium bright, and bright AF. Okay. Jesus. Those suckers are loud, man. Those suckers are loud. Alright. Here it goes. Here we go. You guys ever seen the video on YouTube with the goat compilation, Screaming Goats? I'm getting a vibe from that. What is this little thing there? Little bean flick. Nothing. Sand actually works. That same old DTM bell. I mean, the sound itself is not terrible. It sounds weird, like there's some reversed begin, loop, end. It's a little tiny bit of a loop in there, especially when you're inside. It goes. I don't know if it's the whumping, the throbbing of this beast of an engine, but it goes. But it could just be the horn that sounds like that. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. So, sadly, Conrail, not Conrail. You can't even say Conrail. I'm going to say Roncail. So this is the Roncail variant. It doesn't look as good. The lighter colors like this do not look as good. The number font and all that stuff looks about right. Got a totes different horn. Again, the horn model looks okay. Like the bit back here, the trumpets themselves don't look that great. The weathering on the top is, I'll say, better. You know, it's even got it on the visors over here. I'll say it's better than usual. Better than usual. Same thing with the fans. These grills up here could have used some work. You know, maybe give them some depth. You know, some 3D-ness. Some tri-dye. Some tri-dimension 3D. Looks like the diamond plate's different. I don't know if it's the color of the engine itself playing tricks. It's like a more orangey. It's more gray, black. Panels. You know, the vents look okay. There's no actual holes in them, sadly. you know, but at least they're not like fake. They're actually there. That is some mighty blue chainage going on there. Alright, let's hop in this bad boy. Advanced stuff again. Same horn. Same bell. I'm assuming everything is going to be the same in here. If I miss something, please do let me know. Yeah, looks about the same. You know, it's just amazing because as far as all the DTM stock, one of my most, I'll say, used locomotives from DTM is the GP30, the 5-head. And the horn on that didn't sound terrible, and that thing's pretty old. But somehow this, in 2020, near 2022, mind you, sounds worse than that horn. It's just very flat. There's no depth to it. Yeah. So we got the blue trucked and blue bottomed CSX here. The gray. Now there are slight differences you'll notice, like you got the headlights here, not up there on this one. Conrail, they're there. It's got the markers. Same with Clinchfield. One of these has got ditch lights. There we go, ditch lights there. And the panels on which the ditch lights sit, you know, look okay. It looks fairly similar. I think it's these lighter colors, man. It just must be difficult working with these lighter colors, because I feel like that Clinchfield Loco looks way better than that one and this one. Right off the bat, especially the weathering. Just not gravy. Logos are still kind of chunky. You know, the numbers are more sharpish. So, you know, maybe give some extra love to the logos themselves. I mean, they're fairly important. Okay, let's hop in this one. Same interior, still got the green stem on the seat here. Everything else I think is gonna be pretty much same. Check the horn out. Same horn. Alright, we got the Stealth, one of my favorite CSX liveries. Not train crews back in the day, hence the name Stealth. They felt like people just couldn't see him coming. Now that's one of the things they did seemingly get correct, is the numbers kind of being like a blurple on those not so much. Again, just the light color of it, not so great. Weathering and paint wise. Again, the horn model, you know, nicely done on that, save for the trumpet bits. They don't look as good as the bracket. Now these are interesting. They're like purple too, or violet. You know, I don't actually know if these these were actually that color. It doesn't look right though. Wait, we're on the Stealth still, right? Okay. Same diamond plate. This logo looks a little better. It's a little more sharpish, less chunky. Number boards could use some work. I mean, the numbers themselves look okay, but this bit behind it, it just, You know, they look like paint, and they're not paint. It's like a lens film material. A little bit of jankiness going on there. Let's hop in here. Same old, same old. Same horn. On to the next. What is this? Yellow blue? YB, I think. So it's got the ditch lights. Again, the lighter color just does not look good. At all, really. You know, I just noticed the windows have a bit of a grime on them. Some residue. That doesn't look too bad. It looks alright. Is that new? I'm just noticing that. Those have it as well, as they all do. It's not horrible, you know? They're not always going to be sparkly clean, you know, freshly Windexed. Same interior. I'm beginning to wonder if I need to hop in every one of these. All right. What's this? Y and 2. Yeah. Yeah. That's 3, and that's 3B. Okay. They just, they don't look that great. You know, just putting it plainly. Interesting how the paint kind of meshes right there. This thing's floating. These chains are pretty flat. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's all going to be the same darn thing as far as I can tell. Just in slightly different liveries, different horn locations, different lighting configurations. That's what I'm getting from this so far. Irregardless, we'll hop in this one. Horn's still not great. 3. Same. 3B. Same. Now here's the EL, Erie Lackawanna, one of the great railroads of the northeast. I always love the Erie Lackawanna liveries and the colors, but it's sad that it's not branded, deturted, kind of like the Roncale. We'll call this one Livery Iakawana. Yeah, same deal. It's just that light color. You know, not that these blue ones look that great. The blue is very lightly colored, lightly blued. I guess it. Yeah, we'll see if anything's different. EL usually has some weird and different specs. Negative. Same horn, okay. Alright, family line system. Seaboard Coastline, Louisville, and Nashville. You know, I love stuff like this. This is like my stomping grounds right here. Seaboard, Atlantic Coastline, all that good stuff. But again, it just, you know, it doesn't look that great. I think it's the light color and the way this weathering is done. It's like somebody ran along with a little squirt gun filled with I don't know, brownie batter I just went down the side with it. Numbers look alright. Clinchfield. I do kind of like that grain on the window, if you will. I just realized that the headlight coming off this damn thing is like ruining the lighting. Let's get that back off, shall we? Alright. Yes. Yeah. Same horn. Now we're going to run these in a second. Check out all the other stuff in the pack. We're just kind of going over every livery you got here and just checking the specs out. The speckage. Now, I guess if you wanted to say one of the more interesting variants in here is the Seaboard Coastline. This one here. I feel like the dark, the black looks better in this pack. Just right off the bat, this one looks way better than the other ones, aside maybe Clinchfield. The font looks okay. It's, you know, it's nicely spaced. The colors on this actually look very correct. I mean, it's black and gold essentially, or yellow. I got the logo on there as well. Still very blotchy. The rails, grab irons look okay. Pulling for you. It's got the multicolored lights here with the, it's like a little door over it, little latch there, so you can change them out. Alright, we'll hop in this one. Same old, same old. Let's check out them class lights. Wait, can you actually hit the lights up top? Just gonna have to turn them all on, I reckon. So I'm hitting H and that thing doesn't actually do anything. The switch doesn't move. Yeah, so I don't know if those lights come on up there. Let me see real quick if there's a manual. Let's see here. No, I don't see a manual, so there may be a way to turn that on. As of right now, I don't think so. Now notice this as well, the pilot, the plate right there. You can see the stripes behind that. That's, you know, it's alright. Same horn. And the old Seaboard system. Again, the light color does not look good. You know, it's not so much the light color, it's just this attempt at weathering here. That logo looks strange to me for some reason. It's like the... trying to get level with it here. It still looks strange. I feel like it doesn't quite look like that. Horn? Same horn, alright. So that's all the locomotives you get. We'll head on down here. So we've got our two bait covered hoppers, cream and gray, although that looks more white to me. Still very chunky on the lettering. Look at the numbering, though. The numbering is sharp. You know, transform this to the logo and the reporting marks. You know what I'm saying? And look at the wheels. Check the wheels out. So this is one of the big things with me, with the DTM rolling stock, is the way this has always looked. I don't think it's looked that great. Again, it's got that crazy blue color. You know, there's a nice coloring out here, I guess you could say, on the face of the wheel. But look at the Loco wheels, and look at those. And not only that, but I feel like they look huge for some reason, and I think it may be partly due to the coloring itself, because they're just this like weird aquamarine color. I'm not sure about that. Now this wheel looks pretty good. Hold the phone here. That's not a bad, like, look at that, you know? It looks like some effort went into that. Reservoir. It's virtually, I mean, there's some weathering, but it's, you know, it's get all up in this son of a gun. Yeah, so there's your two beads. Get two beads up. What are we on here? These are just the 60-foot high cubes, I think. Some cubages. This bit back here doesn't look too bad. Again, the handbrake, those are not very nice. CSX, bit bright. Again, the numbers are very clear and look nice. What's going on there? Some kind of Easter egg. Now the trucks look different on these. Look at these trucks, because these have been reused. I don't know if these have been reused. Those look a little better weathering wise. The wheels still look ridiculous. I'm just noticing you can actually see the twist there in the step. That's all right. Not shabby. Not shab. Not really weathered, but you know, I will say that it looks better than the locomotives. And this ain't called CSX boxcar pack. Just take that how you will. The door and the latches actually look okay. That's your seaboard system. High cuber. Again, it's got the, I guess, newer looking trucks. They look new to me anyway. We got a waffle. I think this is a waffle. Handle don't look too bad. Pins didn't look too bad. Again, the numbers are crispy, but the reporting marks and everything are just, it's happening again. Top of these, virtually no weathering, which be a bit unreal. So these are the waste flats, or waste container flats. I think they're like 85 foot. They're freaking huge. It's an open deck waste container. You're gonna get I think black, yellow, and orange, or blue. I swear it says black on the store page. And I'm assuming, yeah, so it's, I'm an idiot. It's talking about the car itself, not the containers. So yeah, black, yellow, and naranja, or orange. So these are interesting. I think they're new as well. I don't know if there's any of these in the game. This looks alright. Like, it looks like a little bit of effort, you know, went to stuff like that that's new. It's got the same kind of greasy looking trucks, but these wheels, man. And the numbers, again, the numbers are very sharp, but all the other lettering and marking on there is not. It's your brake pin. Very orange. Alright, so we got some more 111A tankers. So these are not new either. These were in a couple of packs. I think they're in that U-boat pack, the SB U-boat pack, and something else. Just modified. And the colors and the lighting on them just look way off. These, to me, look by far the worst out of the pack as far as the rolling stock. They just do not look right. They're just odd looking. You know, that's pretty sharp. It's a bit bright, but you know, with things like that, that looks okay. You know, just imagine this level of detail going on everything. You've got those Chungus couplers on there. Again, the numbers are pretty sharp. Everything else is not. But yeah, these are essentially the same tankers, just modified a bit. And then these, I think you get, let's see, black. No, I'm wrong. So let's see. This one I think is, so there's like different loads. I think this one's supposed to be liquid petroleum. Yeah. Says it right there. Jesus. That's me being blind. Alright, and these, I'm trying to think. I think it's potassium. Yeah, so it actually says on there. It's missing a bunch of markings right here. Corrosive. So that's, you know, this is actually nice. This right here, you know, add that level of detail to everything else and other things. But that looks like a giant hot dog. The coloring on that is very odd. You see these kind of pipes running along the side here. I think they're essentially the same though. This one is nothing, just blue, I think, bluish, and then greenish. And then potassium hydroxide. Ah, yeah, that one's liquid petroleum. That's potassium hydroxide as well. So it's, what's the difference? Why did I put two of those down? I'm confused. Ah, we got these over here as well. There's like no color or texturing to these. They just look so... It's just darker than a black cat at midnight. It's just like, it's like void of any light or depth. It's interesting. Chassis, B&O. Seaboard, yeah, these are not good. I don't like these. These that came with the Clinchfield Railroad add-on route, which we are currently on, look better than these. And that could be... Okay, so I've been interested in the Caboose for this pack ever since, you know, the media of the stuff started hitting the airwaves, if you will. Because we don't have them, especially the shoving platforms. I forget the technical name they call them, but this is a shoving platform essentially. So these were normally used when, you know, if a train was making shove or switch moves, if you will, for longer than normal distances due to safety regulations and things like that. Also, if they were messing around with some pretty gnarly products that they were shoving back and forth, such as this potassium hydroxide here, they would use stuff like this, and still do. I mean, railroads still use these to this very day, when necessary. You know, plus crew can get out of the rain. They typically don't have anything inside of them. You know, no working heat, none of that. It's just get out of the rain, cold, whatever, and you know, have a safe-ish place to do some moves. I mean, it looks alright. It's cool to have. The trucks look totally different than everything else. That's what's amazing. Like, I don't get why. I just feel like this would have looked so much better if it was dirtied up a lot. And then give it the coloring on these trucks here with the cars. Again, the wheels look funky. And the trucks almost look like they're not even attached to anything. Like the car body. You know, but it's a first for the game. These shoving platforms. You know, the logo and all that, and the decals are pretty lined up pretty nicely. It's just not very sharp again. But the numbers, boy oh boy, look at them numbers. They're sharp. I don't understand that. I don't know anything about modeling, but you know, it's like, what if you're gonna have sharp numbers, have sharp other stuff. I don't think we can get in. Well, you can do a head-out view, so there's that. I don't think we can get in the Caboose. That's a darn shame. I know it's not a huge deal, but it would have been interesting to see what the interior looks like if it's got one. I mean, they don't really in real life. It's just a place to sit. That's odd. Okay, what is happening? Glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, so shoving platform. That's pretty cool. So you're going to get quite a few cabooses with this pack as well. They're unique pieces of road equipment. It's just a bay winder. Now, this one looks alright. I will give it that. This one looks alright. This is probably the best looking thing out of the pack. If I'm honest. The decals, the coloring on here, that looks alright. Again, it's not very sharpish up here with the lettering and all. But dim numbers. You want some sharp numbers? This pack's for you. Very sharp. All these were added. So those are sharp. They're a bit too clean, you know, because they're... Unless this is like at some museum or something, they're not going to be quite that clean. But look at those for a moment, and then we'll head back over to the shover. So this thing right here is the best damn looking piece of stock in this pack. Hands down. That looks pretty cool. That looks alright. I mean, the wheels kind of ruin it, but this thing looks alright. It does look alright. Get up top here. Yeah, I mean, even the top, the 3D look of it looks okay. It's not too shabby. Alright, I think that's everything, so we'll hop in this and just see what it's like. Still can't get in the caboose of that one. Alright, so we'll throw it in gear. Open the windows. Bad horn is bad. Cut those super advanced brakes out. All that clicking, my hands weren't on the keyboard. What is that noise? That's that like 8-bit crushed audio. Not that great. Recorded in 8 hertz. All right, so here we go. We are running, right? You know what? Let's shut it down. So here how it went from idle to just bang, cut right off. Where did those puffs of white stuff come from? Startup's better than a shutdown, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I noticed the smoke as well. It's not, you know, it's not Minecraft squares. So that's alright. Alright, let's see what this thing can do here. Alright, so we only got a couple cars, but irregardless, when you put a notch on a locomotive, it's not just gonna, you know, like slapping a horse on the ass. You know, it's not gonna take off. So we'll see what it does here. Alright, so it didn't take off. It took its time, so that's nice. Better than normal. Still got the crazy loud DTM flange. I don't even hear the engine. Are we on? Is this thing on? Notch 2. There we go. There's a little sound. There's some rattling. That rattling is nice. I do like the interior rattle. Panels, things like that. Sound cut right out again. 3. Sound's coming back online. And it's gone. Notch 5. Hell, we'll do 6. Eight. And certain disaster straight ahead. Okay, what happened to the sound? What the heck happened to the sound? Alright, let's hop in this one. Alright, so you hop in, you hear the low idle go to high idle. We'll just leave it neutral. Give it a notch. Two. Three. Those sounds are very strange. Some of it sounds okay, and then it gets really quiet. 4. I do like the rattling, though. There's a little bit of humming. Thought I heard a turbo for a hot minute. 6. 8. And exterior. 4. Two. Nothing. Well, the sounds aren't very good either. You know, if I had to say, I'd say the idle is probably the best sound. You know, and I get some may see this and think it's just inherently negative, and oh my God, how can you be saying all this? It's, you know, when you use so much equipment in train sim and it's not changed over a decade, and it's like the same stuff time and time again, it just, you know, for one, it makes you a little salty, which, you know, I'll admit happily. You know, because I want this stuff to be good. These SD45-2s, you know, they were cool engines. This pack, you know, the idea of this pack in the old CSX lines, you know, before CSX inhaled all of these railroads, it's a great idea. Just the execution of it was, you know, as always, my personal opinion is not that great. You know, some things do seem a bit better and touched up, but you know, they need a lot of work. I feel like, for one, if the sounds were far better, you know, some of the visual inconsistencies could be overlooked, because, you know, I always put it on a 3B, you know, sounds, physics, and looks. And this pack has almost got physics. Like, it didn't lurch right off the, you know, a standstill when you put it in one notch. So as far as braking, honestly, I'm not even going to check that. I don't think I'd recommend this pack as it stands. On sale, if you want the rolling stock, sure, go for it. What I would recommend, though, is if you're looking for a Dash 2 of any kind and looking to spend about $20, there's a certain BNSF Dash 2 pack that's just released that I would much rather spend, which, you know, I did personally, and recommend someone do the same, because it may not have the quantity, but it's not all about quantity, and this pack proves that. Quality. Just give us one of these engines, one of these 9,000 engines sitting here, you know, on a better scale. Is all I'm saying. But it's, you know, for me, it's another swing and a miss for DTM. Some of the stuff is decent. Like I said, I still like that prototype turbine pack. That's one of the better things from DTM, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so there's your CSX Heritage SD45-2 pack. I hope the video was somewhat informative and not too gripey sounding, but that's gonna do it, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.